Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to my very first ever live on YouTube. Welcome to Just Jen. If this is your first time stopping by, I'm so glad you're here. And if you've been gracious enough to come back, then you deserve a round of applause. Your support means everything to me. Today, I want to talk about perspective versus perception. I used to have the two confused all the time. And once I gained, once I gained a better understanding of what they really were, then it helped me see that I really can control the emotions that are associated with my life. And I don't have to feel down. I don't have to feel, stuck in my life and in situations. I'm very excited that I get to do this. I'm very excited that you are here. This is a big thing for me to be able to go live on here. I am super excited. Um, I want to just get right to it. The definition of perspective is an attitude or the way of regarding a point of view based on a fact known to one person. The perception is the ability to see or become aware through our senses. So, our perspective is the attitude about the fact, our viewpoint. And the perception is how we feel about that. So your attitude will bring on our feelings. If I have a bad attitude, then I'm going to have a bad emotion. If I have a bad attitude, I'm going to have a bad feeling. There's just no way to have a bad attitude and have a good feeling. There's just no way to do that. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about where your point of view about your life came from. Because I think sometimes that, we just accept what people tell us about our life. We just accept what people say about what we're supposed to be and what we're going to be. And that's not true. Like, we get to become who we want to be. And I think so many times we just accept what other people say that we are, or what other people limit us and what they say that we're able or unable to do. Nobody in our family goes to college, or everybody in our family is an alcoholic, or that's just what we do. But you have the power to control that, and you have the power to come up above your situation. Even no matter what your viewpoint is or what your situation may be. And once I really grasped this, it changed the way that I seen everything. It changed the way that I seen everything. It changed the way that I thought about things. Here's my perspective on something. Okay, we wake up in the morning. I wake up here. The fact of the matter is, I wake up with lupus every morning. It's debilitating. It's painful. It hurts. This is the fact. My viewpoint is my attitude about that situation. So if I tell myself and I let my attitude become, it's not fair. This is awful. I'm too young to deal with this. And then I'm feeling overwhelmed because that situation is already above me, it's already over me. So then my emotions are going to be related to my attitude. But if I go back to that starting point and I tell myself that I'm just feeling this way for a moment, things are going to get better, take some ibuprofen or whatever it is, then I'm above the situation. It's rising above your problems. And I want you to think about something. Are you letting the perspective or the attitudes of other people dictate your emotions about your own life? Are you letting the limitations of what other people are putting on you, are you letting that dictate your decisions? You will always hear me say that it is the decisions within our conditions that set the tone for our life, that set the tone for our destiny. Are you letting other people's situation and other people's what they think about us limit us on what we're going to do and what we're able to do? We let the attitude of other people affect us more times, I think, than we realize. when you share with someone that you just got a new job and they want to make comments like, oh, well, let's see how long that's going to last, then we're already letting the perspective, the viewpoint of other people's opinion about our life affect whether or not we can really reach our potential. If you stand up and you bend over, then you're only able to raise your head up so far, and your viewpoint is limited on what you can see. So sometimes the conditions limit our viewpoint on what we're able to see. You can't see beyond your limitations sometimes. If you bend over and you raise your head up, I want you to do this. I want you to stand up, and I want you to bend over and try to raise your head up. You're limited on your viewpoint. You can't see past your situation, past your conditions. You're limited on what you can see is out there. The same way as if you're too prideful and you hold your head up and you can't move your head around, you can't see in the right direction on how to go. So you're letting your own emotions and your pride get in the way for you to achieve your potential in your life. When you hold your head down in shame, if you hold your head down, it's easier to see where you've been than it is to see where you're going. So when we walk in shame and we hold our head down, we can't see past where we've been, and we can't see where we're going. When we hold our head down and we can't see where we're going, it causes us to limit ourselves by what we're able to see. So you have to move past your conditions sometimes. You have to move away from what's comfortable. Move to a different surrounding. Change the people that you hang out with. If the people that you hang out with are still using and you want to stop using, you have to change the people that you hang out with. If you want to get a better job, get that promotion, achieve your goals and your dreams that you never thought was possible, stop letting the people around you limit your potential by their attitudes of what you're doing. That's their perspective of your life. That's not your viewpoint. In order to change your emotions, you have to first change your viewpoint. But some of us are surrounding ourselves with people that have such negative viewpoints that that's all we can see. We can't see past their perspective. So then it brings on our negative emotions, and it's not even really our viewpoint of our life, because at one time we thought we could get that job. At one time we thought we could get that promotion. At one time we thought we deserved a better relationship, a better life. But now we're letting everybody else's viewpoint in our ears so much and talk to us so loud that their voices outweigh what we think. And we think that their ideas and their viewpoint is our own, and it's not. Because we had goals and we had dreams and we had things that we wanted to do. But we let their opinions dictate how we feel. Their point of view and their attitude that we are limited by our past because we've been to jail. We're not going to get that job we want because we've always been on drugs. We're going to continue to relapse because we've always been in bad relationships, because we've always been stuck, because we can't go back to school, because we can't go to college. Their opinions, their attitudes become our feelings. Their attitude of defeated and limited gives us a feeling that we are stuck. You got to move past the point of view of those that are around you that are limiting you on the things that you really want to do. If you believe that you can have a better job and you want to go after that job, don't let people tell you that you can't do it. Don't let people tell you that you're not able to succeed at the things that you want to do. Stop limiting your own life by what other people say. Don't limit yourself by what you even say. If I'm bending over like this, here, I'll put y'all right here so I can show you what I mean.
bend over and I raise my head up. I can't see past where I am right now. I can't see up above me. I can't see higher than my situation because I'm down here, down by the ground. I can't see up. I can only reach. I'm limited. My potential to reach up is limited because I'm lower down. Because I'm not reaching up my potential, because I'm limiting my own potential by staying stuck in my situation and stuck in my surroundings and stuck with people that want to stay stuck. The people that we surround ourselves, their attitude is like a cold. It's going to rub off on us. It's nothing worse than working next to somebody that is so negative, that their viewpoint and their attitude is so bad that by the end of the day, you went to work and you were going to have a good day. You went in feeling good today. But boy, by the end of the day, because you've worked next to somebody that hates their life, hates their wife, hates their job, don't want to go home to their kids, by the end of the day, you feel their attitude. It's not even your point of view. It's not even the way you see your life, but you feel that way because you've listened to their attitude and their negative talk all day long. So long to where you feel like that and you don't even know why. We got to start changing the people that we surround ourselves with. We're not going to be stuck anymore. I believe in you. I believe in each and every one of you. I do. I wouldn't have started this channel. I wouldn't have started my Facebook group. I wouldn't have started my page if I didn't believe that if you can get this in your heart, and that if you can really grasp this, that you really can create the life that you want. I'm not talking about, like the commercials where we see somebody on the beach with a laptop and they said, I made $10 million in a week. There's hard work in it. Things that we have to get over and get through. When we got to forgive people that hurt us, that's hard. That's hard work. And it's not a switch. When you forgive somebody, you got to remind yourself that you forgave them. You got to remind yourself that you're moving past those things and you're not being stuck in that situation anymore. So when I got a better understanding that perspective meant my attitude, and that my perception meant my emotions, and that my perspective my attitude brought on my emotions, and what I said dictated my viewpoint about it, then I started to understand that what I said controlled how I felt, because it was going to control how I seen things and what I thought about things. The same situation, being stuck in traffic, sucks. There's no way around it. It's just awful. You finally get off work. That day that you've got that hour, the moment's down until you can clock out. You're on your way home. You're driving down the road. You're listening to the radio. Traffic starts to slow. And the DJ comes on and says that there's a tractor trailer turned over. And the baby starts to cry. The kids want to know why you're not moving. You're just sitting there. Your blood pressure starts to rise a little bit. You rub your head and you think, no, not this. Not this. Not right now. Not after the day that I've already had. But in that moment, I have a choice. I can't control the traffic. I can't control the baby crying. I can't control anything else around me. But I can control what I say, because what I say is going to affect my attitude. And my attitude is going to bring on how I feel about the situation. So we breathe. We breathe in the moment. But what are we breathing in? If we breathe, like everybody says, but when we're breathing, we think, I can't deal with this. I can't take this. I just can't deal with this. Then that's not helping. But when you breathe in, you think, this is just a moment. This is just a moment. This is just a moment. It will pass. This is just a moment. It seems like, and it took me a long time, and sometimes I still wonder, why some of us, because I do this, a tragedy will happen, something traumatic, and I can hold it together. I'll be the calmest person at the hospital, or the calmest person, in an emergency situation. I'm able to like jump to action and just figure out what to do. People will call me because they're panicking because I can hold it together in that big moment of stress. But then something little will happen and I will lose my mind. Something little will happen and I will freak out. I don't know sometimes. I don't know why I do that. But it seems like it's the little things that make us lose our minds more than the big things sometimes. Because those little things, man, they can add up. You wouldn't trip over an anthill, would you? You wouldn't be scared to walk over an anthill. But a mountain, that's different. But how do you think a mountain is made? One little anthill at a time. It's those little bitty things that add up. And what we breathe in is going to come out. So when you breathe in that thought that I can't take this and this is too much, then when we breathe out, we're going to breathe out negativity. And most of the time it's to the wrong person. We have a bad day at work, we come home and we yell at our spouse that wasn't even with us at work that day. Because we have all this bad attitude from other people, these bad emotions, because we've been a catch-all from everybody else's attitude all day long. And now we breathe out these bad emotions on people that wasn't even with us all day. And then what happens is you've messed up your spouse's day, and then they yell at somebody else too, and it's a chain reaction. It's okay to tell people, hey man, I'm sorry you hate everything about your everything, but I'm not a catch-all for your garbage. It's okay to tell people that. It's okay to tell people, I don't need all this negativity in my life. Stop being so negative all the time. It's right back to when we wake up. It can be whether you wake up with a health issue every morning, or you're stuck in traffic, or you get heartbroken. It's what we tell ourselves about that situation that makes us feel whether we're underneath it and whether we're overwhelmed because that situation is over us and above us and it's too much for us to handle. And then we feel like we can not only not handle that situation, but we start feeling like we can't even control anything or handle anything in our life. And then we just feel like we can't even make decisions. Remember the stuff that we need at the grocery store? Because we just keep filling up with all this stuff. We just take on everybody else's attitudes, and we take on everybody else's attitudes about our own lives. Don't let other people limit you. There's people that half empty and half full. Some people say, oh, that glass is half full. That glass is half empty. But what about the people that say, oh, it's only half full? They cover up their negativity with a positive saying. Meaning, oh yeah, I'm really glad that you got that job. I hope you don't lose it like you did all your other ones. I'm glad you found somebody that's treating you right now. Hopefully they won't cheat on you like all the other ones did. I'm glad you and your partner are getting along now. Because, you guys have been arguing for the last so many months, and they start bringing up all the stuff that you've argued. They start bringing up your past as if you don't know what you've done, as if you don't know what you've been fighting about, as if you don't know your mistakes. And they cover it up with a compliment. Wash that stuff away. Don't hang out with them people. You need to be around people that bring you down, that want to stay in your past all the time. Because as we move forward in our life, our viewpoint is supposed to change. Because when you rise up from where you are, meaning when you're not down here anymore and you start to straighten your back up and hold your head up high because you're not going to walk in shame anymore, then your point of view is going to change. And you're not as limited as you used to be when you were down here. Hold your head up and start walking like you're somebody, because you are somebody. You're created in the image of the person who created the stars. You are not, it's not just an accident that you're here. I don't care what circumstances surrounding the moment you were conceived. It's not an accident that you're here. So when you come up from your situation and you start holding your head up high, then your point of view is going to change, because you're not limited as you were when you were down here, when you kept going to jail all the time and you couldn't stay clean and you keep losing jobs and you can't find a job and you just have one failed relationship after the other. Start holding your head up high and your point of view is going to be different. When your point of view changes, when your perspective changes, then your perception's going to change. You're going to feel like you can do more. When you're walking around up here, and you don't have to walk in shame anymore, because when your head's down here, you can see behind you and you can see where your feet are, but it's really hard to see up here. It's really hard to see your goals. It's hard to see what you want to achieve. So why would you feel like you can achieve them if you can't even begin to imagine what they are? Some of you know you don't want to be in the situation that you're in right now, but you don't even know what a different situation looks like. You can't imagine living a life different than you've always lived. You can't imagine being different than everybody else in your family, because everybody in your family's been an alcoholic. Every person in your family's been to prison. So what you're reaching for and obtaining to get to is limited by what everybody else has done, because their point of view was limited by their circumstances and their conditions. They believe that's all they've ever been. They believe that's all they're ever going to be, and they believe that for you. But guess what? You're the person that makes the decisions for your life. I know the conditions we face sometimes are mountains, and I know they're hard, but it's the decisions we make within those conditions that change our life. It's the small decisions, just like those little anthills create mountains. It's those little bitty things that add up to major great things. Those little choices that we make. We start eating right. We stop smoking by not smoking that one cigarette at a time, that one day at a time. We change our attitude by changing what we say one sentence at a time. It doesn't matter what your conditions look like. It's the decisions that you make of what you're going to do in there. Right now, you have 24 hours from right now to this time tomorrow night. What will you do tomorrow? Make a decision tomorrow. Make a decision today that you're going to love yourself tomorrow for, and that you can live with. Stop limiting yourself by fear. Fear is a thief. It will come in and it will steal. It will steal your present, your right now, because you're afraid of what's going to happen. It will steal choices away from you because you're so afraid to step out. You're so afraid to fail. And then part of you is afraid to succeed, because with success comes responsibilities. Because part of you still believes that you're not enough and that you can't do it. You can't achieve because of what other people are telling you. It's okay to tell people, shh, I'm working on my destiny. Shh, I'm working on my life. I'm designing my life. Give me a moment. My past, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm moving on from that. Now, I'm not saying that just because we want to move forward that there isn't wreckage from our past. We still have consequences. But there's consequences to good decisions that we make too. We limit ourselves by our viewpoint, by our attitudes, and how we feel about ourselves. We limit ourselves, and we limit ourselves by what other people think. So today I want to challenge you to stop doing that. I want to challenge you to put all that negative stuff away. If nobody's told you they believe in you, I believe in you. 100%, I really do. I believe that in your hands right now You hold the blueprints. You hold the blueprints to your life in your hands right now. People buy self-help books, and I love them. But they buy them because they're looking for that one thing, that one sentence, that one idea, that one thought that's going to motivate them to open the door to create this life that they've always dreamed of having. But you are that key to open that door. I know we've been hurt. I know we've been through things. I know what it feels like to have things hurt us so badly and so deep that time will not erase everything. And it becomes like a child's stamp that it imprints on us who we are, and it forever changes what we believe about love, security, trust, respect, ourselves, everything. But it's time for a new stamp. It's time to look at ourselves and what we've been through. We came through that stuff. You made it through that stuff because you're here today, and you're here today for a purpose. It's not by an accident. It's a theme that I have: destiny by design and platform of purpose. Because I believe this stuff. You are amazing. You are more powerful than you ever could realize that you are. Because you get to decide how the rest of your life is going to go. Are you going to wake up tomorrow? Hopefully we all wake up tomorrow. You're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to live your life the same as it was today, then you'll have the same day that you had today. Or you can wake up in the morning and you can say, you know what? Today's the day that things are going to start being different because I'm deciding that they're going to be different. I wish that I could take how I feel when I say this to you guys and put it in a little box and give it to you. Because I truly, truly believe all the stuff that I say to you. When I tell you how powerful that you are and how amazing you are and how much potential that there is inside of you, if you just stop telling yourself that you're limited, stop speaking these things over your life. It hurts me so much when I hear people say, I'm just damaged. I'm just a broken soul trying to make it through the world. Your value has not changed because of what people have done to you. Your value has not changed. Your worth has not changed because of what somebody did to you. You were just as amazing and as valuable as you were when you were 6 or 7. I promise you, if you found a $100 bill on the ground and it was dirty, would it still be a $100 bill? Yes. You are still fearfully and wonderfully made. I know we have things happen to us and they just suck, and there's no other way around it sometimes. But today we're going to get up and we're going to hold our head up high and we're going to get our own self out of our situation that we've been living in. We're going to hold our head up and we're going to change our point of view and we're going to continue to move forward because we are fighters and we are survivors and we've overcame and came through all those things that happened to us. We are not victims. We are victorious. We're not some sad little puppy that's in a corner. We are wolves, and we are fighters, and we are victorious. We are overcomers. You all are amazing to me. We get up every day, and some of you guys have been through some tragic things, and you go on and you continue to help other people. I want you all to know that I love you, each and every one of you, and I'm telling you that I believe in you, and I want you to start believing in yourself. If you've gotten anything out of this video, please hit subscribe. I have a lot of amazing things coming up and I don't want you to miss it. If you like this video and you think that it would help somebody else, then please share. Thank you all for being here. And as always, thanks for the click.